Good morning, everybody. Am I late? I was just trying to fix the camera. Hang on a sec. There we go. Does it look right to you? Yeah, come across a bit, Phil. There we go. Right, another beautiful morning. So that's a bonus, I suppose, while we're all stuck indoors. Can you believe this is week 4 of doing the Facebook Lives with you? I kind of look forward to it now. It's a bit of breaks the monotony of the week up, so it's all good fun. Right, so hopefully you're all okay and being safe and well. It feels like it's dragging on forever, but we've all got to do these things to try and get through this. So hopefully doing these Facebook Lives on a Friday for you just breaks the week up, gives you a little bit of inspiration, trying to show you products that are new. Morning, Tanya. Trying to show you products that are new, and we'll use things that we've not seen for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. The problem with TV, like I said, morning, Judy. The problem with things being on TV, like I said last time, is you only ever really see them once. So this is kind of a good way for me to revisit things and show you how to get some new ideas and get the best from the things that you've already probably bought. So morning, everybody. Morning, Gavin. Morning, Caroline. Morning, Yvonne. Morning, Gail. Everybody I've not missed. So what we're going to do this week is, you can see I've moved my brown mat. I remembered this week. We're going to use the sentiment coins and the sentiment medallion wraps. I think for me, these are probably one of the favourite sets of stamps that I've ever done. You wouldn't believe how difficult this bloody lattice was to get right. And the idea was that you have a main focal point on your cards. We all struggle with that sometimes. And then obviously you've got all the different sentiments. I'm going to show you them in a minute. Morning, Judith. Morning, Irene. Morning, Ian. Morning, Christina. Have I missed anybody yet? So I'm going to move that to one side and we'll have a quick flick through the stamps just so I can show you, just in case you haven't seen them. Rufus is upstairs, so don't be surprised if he doesn't come in. I'll try and show you him if he does. Right, so the idea behind this was a circular sentiments. Now I've never done these. Can you remember a few years ago? These were all the rage. There's a dog hair in there. Can you see it? These were all the rage, and I looked at them, and I've got some that I bought from companies in the past, and I thought, right, how can I improve that? How can I make that work better for me? So the idea behind this was, you have the wrap, which I'm going to show you in a second, and then you have all these sentiments. So you've got 3, 6, you've got 7, 8 different. Is that shining on you? You've got 8 different kinds of circular sentiments in there. Now, you know, they're all designed to fit inside my circle dies. If we've got any in stock, I'm going to tell you how to grab them, because we're literally down to the last 20, 30 sets. And the problem we're all having now is getting things imported is taking so long. I've got so many new things coming, but they're all just taking forever to come. It's really frustrating. Anyway, so here you can see you've got the birthday wishes. You've got the birthday wishes there, but more masculine with the cogs. You've got happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. So many different ones. And then you've got the middle bit left clear, which is something that I thought was different. It's something that I hadn't seen before. So what that means now is, because I've got all these little mini sentiments, it means you can mix and match the whole set. Yeah, so you can do another little circle. You can put lots of different sentiments in the middle and completely personalize them. Obviously, if you've got any of my old alphabet sets or relative sets, it also means that you can put names in there or numbers or what have you. So this is the classic set. So the classic set, it says classic at the bottom. So that is your must-have ones, really, your birthdays and everything like that. And that is kind of a safe set, because you know you're going to use them all the time. And then we move on to the medallion. I didn't really know what to call these, so I thought medallion sounded quite funky, like 70s porn star. Right, so we've got the gorgeous lattice circular one there. Again, you know, it's going to fit inside my circle die. It's got a bit of Versamark on it there. This is obviously my one that I'm using. Well, I don't know whether you all know this, but obviously the circle dies cut the outside, but all of these other circles, it cuts those as well. The dies will fit, they will fit in dies as well. So potentially from each of these, you've got 3 different layers you can do. And then when you start mixing and matching and then maybe cutting that one out and the one around the middle, you've then got a big frame, then a small frame, and so on and so forth. But me being me, you know, I'm not just going to be happy with that. I wanted to make it a proper wrap, yeah? So a wrap being, you know, when you used to wrap things around your card and create like a little band, and that's what this little border is here. So that little border is extendable, so you can make it as long as you want. You've also got the dashed border there and the double border at the top, again, which means you can make it a bigger border. So if you just want to do the front of your card, which is what I've done a lot, just use that one. If you want to make a full wrap, just extend these on a strip of card, and it will wrap all the way around your card. And then I wanted more. I'm never happy, am I? So all these little extras you see here, all these little borders, so you've got right facing, left facing, so on and so forth, they will fit inside here. So you're then taking that lovely stitched border, and then you're completely changing the look of it again by whichever one of these you decide to put in. So not much room left on that stamp set, was there? So that is the classic one, which is the one with the lattice, yeah. And then I thought, right, what about everybody that likes to do the art journals and likes to do things that are a little bit funky, a little bit grungier? So we've then got the arty set. So the arty set, it still has sentiments in it, but these are not, the only one that's birthday is that one and that one, yeah, because I had to include those. But then you've got let your creativity flow and think outside the box. I'm reading these upside down. Be your own kind of fabulous, think happy, be happy, live happy, and so on and so forth. So these are kind of more motivational, really good for generic cards. So, you know, like if like Julia, if you like to do lots of funky backgrounds, these will work really well with them. Same principle. So you've got 8 of the 6, 7, 8, yeah, 8 of these circular sentiments, and then you've got all the little extra sentiments that go inside. And then you've got the arty, I think this is my favourite. Then you've got the arty medallion wrap. So you've got cogs in there, you've got grungy lines in there, you've got stars in there, you've got ink splats. Look at these funky little zips, yeah? So again, you'll take the whole 4 sets together are a really useful set of stamps because you've got something for just about everybody. So that's the stamps. We're going to get cracking on that straight away. I'm just going to get my stamping platform because it is easier for this. Where I find it. Where I come to find a great big platform. It's here somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. Got it. How about that for planning, eh? Right, now I don't normally use a platform, but I will just say with the sentiment coins and with the medallions particularly, it's really, really, really easy to use them. So we're going to do the medallion first. I've already got this already done, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to do. I'm relatively new. Do you know, I've got so many of these platforms and I never use them. And when I was prepping this card, let me just show you. When I was prepping this last night, I thought, oh, why don't you use that platform, Phil? You know that cupboard full that you've got, and it just makes it really easy. So that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to emboss this in my favorite color from the premium embossing powders range. I'm saying favorite, but I love the blue, and I love the green, and I love the aubergine. I love them all. But this is smoky quartz, so it's kind of like a dark grey colour. Love this. I'm just going to, there's hundreds, it says I've got 100 and some messages. So I'm just going to scroll down. Lots of different uses for the, yeah, absolutely, Donna. Steampunk, men's cards. This is why I did the arty set. The arty set's really good for, oh, thanks, Jennifer. The arty set are really good for masculine cards and for a grungier style. Gail, I know, shocker. Right, so here we go. So bit of white card, anti-static bag. We'll put the stamp when I find it into here. I will just tell you as well, because when I first released these, I had lots and lots of people message me and say, would I do some Christmas ones? So designed some. I've actually got them here. I'm not going to show you because they're for July, but I've got mine already and they are gorgeous. Right, so we've got that on there, and we're going to perfect medium, and we're going to emboss this with the smoky quartz. Just move that to one side. This is why this is easier. So if you're not a confident stamper, because there's such a lot of detail in this, it is worth getting your platform out. You watch, I bet I cock this up and it misses half of it. So as ever, I'm inking within an inch of its life. Anyway, how are you all doing? Are you all okay while I'm just doing this? Yeah. I must admit, it's starting to tell on me now. Morning, Alan. Morning, Rue. Starting to tell on me now. So when we all first went into lockdown, I thought, right, I'm going to use this time and I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to do all my designing, and I've actually done loads. Julia Ortega, I was sending her photos yesterday of some new stamps for the end of May. But it kind of has lost the fun of it. The fun of it's gone now. I'm fed up of being stuck indoors. I will just tell you though that the Trolls movie is amazing. Right, so a bit of paper. I just want you to see how good these emboss, providing I've not missed any bits. It's looking good so far. There's always one bit, isn't there? Here we go. Look at that before I even emboss it. Yeah, if you like the Trolls, watch the film. It's very funny. Spent a fortune, you know, because we're on Sky, and you know all these movies, because nobody can get to a cinema. They're doing them quicker on Sky. They're all like 16 quid at a time. Well, I've watched about 15. Costing me a fortune. Right, so we'll emboss this one from above just to be quicker. Just let my heat tool get warm. Here we go. I ain't got my glasses on, so if I miss any, I'm sorry, I'm just tilting it so I can see it change. Sorry, this is the most boring thing to watch. Remember not to laugh or it'll take you forever. Nearly done, nearly done. Right. Let's just show you that. How absolutely gorgeous is that? So can you see? So the premium embossing powders are not ultra glossy. They're just kind of, let me bring the light down a bit. They're just like semi-gloss. They're absolutely beautiful. You probably can't see the color very good from this camera, but it's a really gorgeous dark dusky shade of grey. Absolutely beautiful. So put that to one side. Remember, I am giving this card away, so when I remember, I always say I'll do it on a Saturday, and it usually ends up being a Sunday or a Monday. But from the comments, I will choose somebody from the comments. Right, so now we've got that cut. No, we haven't got it cut. We've got it embossed. I'll show you the sentiments. So a little tip for you: if you have got a platform, you can actually stamp and emboss loads of these at the same time. It just saves time for you. So obviously on here, look, you can see I would probably get all of these done in one go. So it just saves a little bit of time for you. I love this one. So we're going to do this one. We're going to do the special day. So I'll just shove it in the middle. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Can't blame anybody but me. That says special day, but it's got birthday on it. That says special day. That's the right one. I love circular sentiments. That I forgot. I just don't know why I've never done any. In all the years I've done stamps, why have I never done circles? Well, I have now. So anti-static bag, we're going to do the same again with the perfect medium and with the smoky quartz embossing powder. And I've already got mine done and cut out just so I can show you, save a bit of time. But I will show you what they look like once they're done. Worth mentioning, I saw somebody earlier saying I really need to get a platform. If you haven't, just remember that my acrylic circles fit all of these, so that actually makes it easier for you as well. So put that to one side. A bit of paper. Here we go. I'm sorry, I'm just going to scroll down again because there's like loads and loads of you that I can't see your messages. Oops, what are you doing, Phil? There we go. Oh, sorry, Chrissy, that's not nice news. Special bow you used to do. Alan, yeah, I used to do an upside down bow and extra tails and everything. Yeah, you're right. Look at that. Not beautiful. There we go. Back in the pot. Remember to keep your powders back in the pot. I've resisted the temptation to put all mine into big tubs like I used to do because the anti-static thing really does help. So this time I am going to go from underneath and I am going to put my glasses on. That's what they're there for. Go underneath. Can you see that? I'm going to have to tilt it a bit so I can see whether it's changed or not. Oh, that's just gorgeous. There's something about grey and white that's really, really classy. Ooh. That was my finger I've just burned. Right, I'm bored with that. There we go. I got bored with that. Look at that. That'd be beautiful. Right, so that's how easy they are to stamp and emboss. I've just thrown them straight in the bin. And I'll show you this one here that I've already cut. So if I try and get that a bit closer, you'll see that we've got the debossed line from the double debossed circle dies. Yeah. And it fits perfectly, I know, because that's how I designed it, to make sure that they fit. So this is how often I use my circle dies. They've all still got the tape on. They've all still got the tape on for the different sizes of the elements within the set. So let's pop that to one side. Right, so let's bring all that back in. So basically all I've done is exactly what I've just shown you, yeah? And I've matted it onto another circle, so we've got a larger circle for a mat and layer, yeah? This piece here, we're going to use the stencils. I'll get to the glitter in a minute because that is just too stunning. Right, so I need my blending mat for this. And I need some, oh, can you see that? That's brilliant, isn't it? Grey on grey. How about that? Hang on, I'm going to change it for you. I'm going to change it to my brown one. I'll change it to my brown one. It's one of the advantages of working at home, eh? That's better. So, for this card, I would actually do this on the blending mat rather than the non-stick mats, because we're going to be using distress inks on here and you get a softer blend when you use the blending mats. Put that to one side. What can I say about that? Nothing yet. I'm trying not to be naughty, but there you go. It won't work. Bit of glue from last time. Right, so we're going to use the triple layering stencils, which I absolutely love these stencils. So I'm going to take a second just to show you each set. We're going to use the diamonds. The diamonds obviously will work really well with the lattice because we've got diamonds in the lattice. So did you all see when we released these on Ho Chanda? Hang on, I'm trying to scroll down again. Hi Phil, what size of card? Are you ready for this? It's tiny, absolutely tiny. So it's 23 by 17 and a half. Tiny for me. Right, back to the stencils. So the original concept behind these was when I released the ombre blending paste that I wanted to be able to use the 3 different shades of the same color. With the paste, we've got 3 different shades of blue, pink, and purple, so that you would be able to do the largest stencil, yeah, in one shade, the darker shade, for example. Then you would be able to go straight over that with a smaller version in the middle shade of the embossing, the ombre paste, and then the lighter shade on the top with a smaller. So that was the idea I had when I designed these. But obviously these work really well with your inks as well. So can you see how the gradient on that is already done for you? So you've got 3 different layers from this. These are amazing, especially if you like journaling, if you like to add different texture or dimension to your cards. These are fab for this. So that's the diamond set, which is what we're going to use. So I'll leave that one there. I only did 3. I have done some more, but I won't release them till later in the year. The circles, which I know was Leonie's favourite. So you've got ever decreasing circles. Well, 3. 3 ever decreasing circles. And then this one, which I love. So you've got the stars there. So you've got the 3 different sizes of stars as well. These are all the same quality as you would expect as my blending mat. So they're all 350 micron. So they're not flimsy stencils. These are strong stencils. So they'll take everything you throw at them. So what we're going to do on here is, can you see I've only embossed? Can you see that blue arrow in the middle of my screen? That's my pointer. Let me just move that down. Can you see it? Or is it just me? I'm not going to say anything about doing inches. Oh, anyway, move on, Phil, before you get the giggles. So I've done the embossing folder just on the top half, and on the bottom half we're going to do a little design with the stencil. So we're going to start with the biggest one. I'm sorry if you get my head in there, and where the embossing finishes, that's where I'm going to stop the stencil. So let's try and line that up. I'm not too worried about this being really neat because it's going to be a ad hoc pattern by the time we're finished. Let's put that on there, and I'm going to secure that with some tape. Now normally if I was making this card properly, for example, I would have just done a whole sheet with the stencil and then gone over the top with the other layer of embossing powder. So just put that on there. Remember, with the big stencils, they are quite close to the edge. Look at this. Ready tape. Right, so that's just going to hold it in place for me. We've got hickory. Oh, I need to tell you. Hang on. The card I'm using is Storm Grey. Yeah. So if you go on the website, you'll see, obviously I only use my own cardstock now. I don't use anybody else's. But remember, I've told you all the time that this is colour plan cardstock. It's the best quality you can get. Stamp on it, amazing. Emboss on it, amazing. Heat emboss on it, it's amazing. And I think we've got 27 colours now. And the Storm Grey is absolutely gorgeous on white cardstock. There are 2 different shades of grey. There's a Storm Grey and there is the Cool Grey. So obviously you'll be able to use them together as well. Right, so hickory smoke. And what we're going to do is to get the most from this, find a bit of card. To get the most from these stencils with one colour, we can basically do lots of different shades just from one colour ink. So we're going to do the base layer, the biggest stencil, and the palest version of the colour, right? So smoothie, because I'm not very good with the blending tools, I'm taking most of the excess off, look, and I'm just going to run that through. So all I want is a very, very faint diamond on here. I've got loads of things popping up on my screen. Can you see them? It's like telling me I've got an email from somebody, and I don't know whether you can see all that. If I'd have had the sense, I would have secured the card to the map, but I didn't. That's because we've had too much sunshine. So you won't be able to see much of it now, but when I lift it up, you will be able to see it. You can have so much fun with these stencils. If you haven't got any, treat yourself to a set. It doesn't matter which shape, as long as you've got a set. Once you start playing, Julia did some amazing demos with them, with different layers of texture paste and things. Right, so let's just have a quick look at that. Right, I'm just gonna try and do that and show you. So can you see now we've got some colour going on? I'm just gonna, oh, look at that. That's just rubbish, isn't it? So we'll forget that. I won't put any more on, because I'll never get it back in the same place. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the next size, which is the medium. So what we've got now are options. We've got options of what we can do here. We can, I've chosen the worst colour possible to show you this. I'm sorry, everybody. Julia, what's he's too young to do inches? I'm not saying a word. So we've got lots of different options now. So when you get time after the Facebook Live, if you go to the photos section of the Facebook page and look back at where we did the ombre blending paste, you'll see some of Julia's samples where she's created argyle patterns and all sorts just from mixing and matching the different size stencils. I'm going to go in here, look. So all I'm doing is I'm using the, let me turn that round. I'm using the colour that's already down there. I'm hoping you can see this. Might not be perfect because I've got my glasses on. hang on. The glasses are supposed to help me see, but I'm not sure that they do actually. Here we go. Bear with me just while I try and line that up. Right, that'll do. So can you see we've got the points from the original ones showing through underneath? Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit heavier this time with the ink, and I'm going to move it to this side so I don't have to keep going over my head. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier. I'm not worried about it going over the top because you're not going to see it. So what this is going to do is going to blend out more or less the colour that's underneath it. And it's going to look now like the other diamonds are behind it. I'm sorry, I can't look at your comments just while I'm doing this bit because I'm concentrating. I've got my tongue out, concentrating. Bear with. I'd rather show you this properly than rush it because I want you to see how good these stencils are. I think that will do. Are you ready? So we've now got that going on. I'm going to bring that up to show you. So can you see now it looks, because we've done the darker one on top with the medium-sized stencil, it now looks like the first layer is behind it. And we've got one more layer to go on, which is the small one. So at this stage, so I can't, hang on, I'm going to scroll down. I can't see what any of you are saying to me because there's too many. There we go. Just cloudy in Cyprus. Oh, oh, thank you, Joanna. No, they're not varifocals. I'm just not used to wearing glasses. I don't think I'd cope with varifocals. Right. So again, now at this stage, we've got choices. So if I wanted to, and I'm going to be really naughty and say, once you've got all 3 sets of these stencils, you've got a lot of different ways you can mix and match them. If we wanted to, we can take the small star and we can line up the small star. So can you see the stars now line up? I've designed these stencils with precision, so they all will line up. They all will line up together. So can you see that we've got? Oh, it's just going to make your eyes funny. But the stars will fit within the diamonds and the circles well, and so on and so forth. Lots of different options for you there. But we're going to do the diamond, and we're going to do it darker. Ooh, where shall I do it? Where shall I do it? Choices, choices, choices. We'll go in the middle of the one that we've just done. Now, it might not be straight by the time I've done this. One thing that I found really, really strange is that I'm used to crafting standing up now, so I struggle to craft when I'm sat down, which is really bizarre. So I'm now being really heavy with the hickory smoke, and I'm going over the top of the one that we've just done. I could have used black soot just to give it a bit of contrast, but I'm trying to keep to grey for this card. Here we go. And of course, I could have used the point of the smoothie, which I might have to do. Bear with me. I told you I go quiet when I'm concentrating. Just have a quick look. That's fabulous. Did you see that? Right, I'm going to take it off and show you. Right, I'm just going to say, before I show you this, because I've used an oxide, that top layer is still wet. So can you see, if I just wiggle that, can you see that we've still got some wet from the oxide there? So we could actually emboss that. But how fab does that look? Is that not just amazing? Just from 3 little stencils. And that's using them in a different way. We could change the design altogether and make it more, I don't know, more sparse. You could just go around the edges and so on and so forth. So let me just clean up. Love these stencils. I'm a little bit biased, obviously, because I designed them, but they're amazing. Right, I'm cleaning up. I'm cleaning up. Here we go. Oh, before I forget to tell you, remember, I don't know whether I told you last time, and then my sister tells me off for not telling you. Everything that I use on the Facebook Lives will have 10% off on the website. It's not a permanent 10% off. I can't remember how long it lasts for, but if you go on the website and you just look at the categories, there's a new category that says something about, I don't know, something about crafting with Phil on a Friday or something, and that's got all the different categories in it, all the different weeks I've done this. So we're just going to get some foam tape on this, just a little bit, and start assembling this card. Let's scroll down and see if you're asking me anything. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to have a quick look at your messages while I have a drink of my coffee. Now I've got all the stencils, and I have to admit that I'm yet to. Chrissy, get the stencils out and have some fun with them. Oops, oops. That was my coaster. I've got a coffee, look. I'm on coffee these days. That's better. That turned out a bit like the Pringles jumper. It is, absolutely, Jennifer. Well done. This time this year, pulling pathos. Oh, no holidays for anybody just lately, I don't think. I think it's going to be a while. Friday Live with Phil, is that what it's called, Judy? What cardstock are you using? Diane, this is, I only ever use my own cardstock. No. and I know it sounds like I'm just trying to flog you everything. It really doesn't matter to me whether you do or not. Obviously, I want you to, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so you know that I only bring you the best quality that I can source myself. So the colour cardstock I've got here is Storm Grey from my premium cardstock. And again, I'll just quickly tell you that the cardstock of mine is Colour Plan. It's sourced and made in the UK, and it's the best quality cardstock you can get. I know that when Julia and I were talking about this when I first released it, we went searching to see prices that people were selling Colour Plan card at, and we actually couldn't see any trade prices, and I'm not talking about retail, I'm talking about trade prices that were less than what I'm charging for this. So I've kept, because I bought it in, well, I could show you a photo actually when it was delivered at the shop. And the whole one half of the shop was covered in boxes of cardstock. Right, so I've got a little bit of foam tape going on here. Tweezers, don't forget my tweezers. We are going to get to some flowers because I know you can see them in the corner. But I'm trying to show you this like from a step by step from the beginning. When I watch Julia, I like the fact that she shows you stages, and that's how you learn more. So the tweezers are on the website. You've got to have the tweezers. Everybody needs the tweezers. And then you can see I've got some layers on here. So I've got my tiny card, yeah, which obviously it isn't. I've got some Storm Grey on foam tape. I've got some Pure White on foam tape. And just by a miracle, this one is going on foam tape. So I've already glittered around the edge, and I'm going to show you that glitter in a minute because it's one of my mixes that I've mixed myself. How fab does that look already, look? Before I even put the medallion on. It's just so gorgeous. I can't believe I'm giving this away. I might actually keep it and make another one. So while we've got that here, let's get the medallion on as well. That's why I didn't worry about this, because the medallion, yeah, is going to cover where the join is. So let's get that on, and then I'll show you the glitter before. Oops. I'll show you how I did the glitter before I start the flowers. Are these videos getting longer every week? I'm pretty sure they are. So remember, when I designed these, I designed them to go that way, so your diamonds are facing that way. My sister Karen made a card with these at the time they were released, and she coloured some of the diamonds in. That looked amazing as well. So remember to just look back at the photos. I try and do an album of photos for every release that we do, so that when you've got the stamps home and you forgot what you've seen us do on TV, you can just go to the photos and get some inspiration. So I'm just going to pop that in the middle. Oh, I think it's the middle. Yeah, it is. It looks it. Is it straight? Straight's overrated. How about that? That just looks so classy, don't you think? Love grey and white together. Beautiful. Right, so we've got that one on there. I've got my sentiment already done. So I've done the happy birthday look, and I've cut that out and got that on some foam tape, exactly the same way that I showed you earlier. I know you're really shocked that it's on foam tape. Oh dear. With that, so what's going to happen with this is going to go in the middle, but can you see that the dashed line on the outside of this is it's actually a millimeter. I can tell you exactly what it is. Oops, get it straight, Phil. It's a millimeter. Is my head in the shot? I bet it is. It's actually a millimeter wider. So even when you've got all your layers on, look, you've still got that lovely dashed line showing a millimeter on the outside. So that's all coming together really beautifully. The other thing is, again with the circle dies, I'm not going to do this. I did get one ready, but I don't need to show you this. All the small sentiments, you know, all the little ones that you get, you can obviously use them on their own as well. So this circle die is actually the smallest one from the circle die set. and it's perfect for these mini sentiments. It's also perfect for going in the middle there, and this one will cover up the dashes. So what we've done now by doing this in grey and white embossing powder, I'm sorry, I'm just going to bring it closer to me so I can see where I'm going. There we go, there we go. So now we've got the happy birthday, enjoy today, and we've got all those different layers going on. But more importantly, by using the grey there, it's brought the whole thing together. So that is where we're at the moment. We're now going to go on to the flowers, because there are just a couple. There's a few less than normal, I've got to say. I'll just put my rubbish in the bin. Makes me like, you know, when I'm getting ready for this, I mean, you can't see me obviously, but you can see I've put a shirt on, but I've got pyjama bottoms on. Live video, marvelous. Right, so the flowers. So what I've used this time is laughing at me with my pyjama bottoms on. So remember when the when I released all these dies, and I said to you, sorry everybody, I said I've done them 4 petal for a reason, and all of my, unless I change my mind later next year, you know what I'm like, but all of my dies that are coming this year, because there are some more flowers coming later in the year, they will all be 4 petal. And the reason I've done that, when I was designing them, and I've tried them all, so all of these flowers that I released, I've done them before you've seen them, obviously. I've done them in 6 petal, I've done them in 8 petal. But then when you start shaping them like this, the more petals you have, the less freedom you have, the less options you have. So I've kept them all to 4 petals. And I'm going to show you how I did that now. So we've used the elegant set, the elegant flower, and we've used the enchanted flower. This is one of my favorite. I love them all, but I love this one because you can curl it back really easily. So what we've got here, I'm running out of space. I've kept one just so that I can do one to show you. Let me just get my tweezers. So we've got the storm grey in the enchanted. We've got the the storm grey in the elegant. We've got the pure white in the enchanted, and then we've got a vellum one in the enchanted. Yeah. But that just looks a little bit, actually it looks beautiful. But I wanted to change it up a bit. So what we've got, all these extras in here, look. So remember, don't just see stamp sets for what they are. You think about what else you can do with them. So this lattice here is what I used on these flowers. Yeah. So I'll just show you how quick and easy that was to do. And it's still with the, in fact, let's use a different one. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the same one because I might use this flower. So on my acrylic circle, straight on, I'm going to get my bit of paper so I don't need to clean the mess up afterwards. And all I did was just stamp that. Remember, on the smaller flowers, the temptation is to go all the way across. Don't, because you'll miss a bit at the end, as I found out last night. So I'm just going to go on each petal, turn it around. So what we've done now is we've completely made a bespoke flower that fits perfectly with the medallion, the lattice that's in the medallion, and obviously it's unique to this project as well. So you imagine, you don't need to go in the middle because that's where your pearl will go. Remember, it's a distress oxide, so it will be wet for a little bit. So while we just let that dry, just turn that off there. We'll go to the vellum one. This is why the 4 petals. So this one we're going to shape back, this one we're going to curl back, and this one we're going to point. So with the tweezer set, remember you've got your super fine. So you've got the platypus ones, I call them, because they've got like a platypus beak, flat beak. They're brilliant for picking your gems up, your pearls up, and for taking the backing off your foam tape. But this soup, and be careful, you know, when you get these home, be careful because they are really sharp. If they land in your leg, you'll know about it. But these are brilliant for this. So we've got a vellum flower here, and I'm just going to hold the, if I can catch it. Just going to hold the point there. If I can catch it. And we're going to point that up. Oops, snipped it. Told you they were sharp. Sorry, you can't see me while I do this. Hang on. I need it under my glasses. I'll show you in a sec. I can't see from my glasses, I've told you, they're rubbish. They're not, the good ones, they were expensive, but I can't see through them. Oh, now I've got the flower. Oh, I'll practice at this before next week. Right, I've got it. Bloody things. Right, so all I've done, look, is I've pointed each petal. So hold with your tweezers. That's why I needed it under my nose. Hold with your tweezers and point the petals up. If you point it backwards, you'll get a different look. If you curl it forwards, you'll get a different look. So many different ways you can use these. So we've now got the 3 different layers of flour. Just going to go to my blending mat, and on the elegant flour, we're going to do the normal, which is dip it in the perfect medium, and I'm going round the edge. So I'm not bending the whole petal. I'm just literally going round the edge, look. Yeah. So what it does, can you see how it makes it kind of concave? That's the look I'm going for. So I'm just going around the edge. All the perfect medium does is it just helps the tool glide. I'm all for a smooth glide. Oh, I've lost it, sorry. And then we've got that lovely shape going on there. So had I have gone all the way down, it would have made it even rounder. But I just want, it kind of gives it, if you look, like a 3D look. Yeah. So that's that one. The vellum one, I'm literally going to cut, just roll the ball tool in the middle so that stays pointy like a little star flower. Yeah. And then this one, hopefully it's dry. We're just going to do the same again. We're going to go around the edge. Turn it around. I'm not using this flower, so what I might do is I might put it in the envelope when I send the card. Well, not like I post it, obviously, but I might give it to Carol for her to post. So this, look at this, it's just so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that, that's just so pretty. Apart from that ink that's in the middle, but you won't see that because it's going to be covered with vellum. So that's that. Let's stick this flower together. So a little bit of my glue. So normally, as you know, I would twist and turn, but I'm not. I'm keeping this one the same direction, because all the flower dies, every single one of the designs I've done, all 4 so far, the sizes are almost identical. And I did that on purpose. So when you start putting things together like this, the tip of the, let me bring it closer, the tip of the enchanted, yeah, is actually more or less the same point as the tip of the elegant, which is underneath. So what that means is you've got it's perfection, it's precision. You know what I'm like. I don't just bang any old crap out like some people do. I think I need a day off. Oh dear. Right, so, and then the vellum one, Julia, tell me off after. So the vellum one I've popped in the middle. So I'm just going to give you a little tip. Vellum, when it gets the wet glue on, it's no wonder you're laughing, I'm being really naughty. The vellum one, when you put glue on, the vellum does distort a little bit. Oh, you can't see that, it looks amazing from here, yeah. So I'm setting aside 2 hours, that's amazing. So the vellum, oh, you can see it now, the vellum just distorts a little bit, and what that is because the glue because it's wet, as it's drying, it's pulling the vellum in. So a little tip for you, as you know, I do hundreds and thousands of flowers, so I've found the best ways to solve most of these problems. So if you're putting a pearl in, which is what I'm going to do now, do it at this stage while the glue's still wet. So I'm going to do that, and then what that means is the base of the pearl will stop it distorting too much. This is really naughty because I don't know whether we've got any of these left. So the original sets of pearls were individual colours. This is Dove Grey, which is absolutely gorgeous. So the original sets, not the ombre ones that are the new ones, the original sets, and I'm not restocking. So once they've gone, they've gone. But this Dove Grey is perfect for these, and you've got 3 sizes in that. So let's just get one of the big ones. You'll need to go on the website to see the pearls in the single colours. I honestly don't know what we've got and what we haven't got. Right, so all I've done now, look, is I've got the pearl in. I'm pushing it down with the tweezers. This is why these flat nose tweezers are perfect, because if I tried to do this with the pointy ones, the points would just go through the flower. So can you see what's happened now? I don't know whether you can, but now the shape of the flower has gone back to normal. That's because the base of the pearl has pushed out the middle of the vellum, so it's keeping it straight. Bob forgot the flowers. Nah, never happened. So how this has gone flat, it's pushed it down. Just leave that to dry. Can you see that the glue's still in there and it's still wet? Wait until these are almost dry. I must get asked this question 1,000 times a week, how my flowers keep the shape. Yeah, and I can genuinely say it's because of the glue rather than anything else. But I always do all mine at this stage, and I leave them when the glue's still wet, and I leave them all to one side on my mat, and then 10-15 minutes later, when the glue is almost dried but it's still tacky, then I go back in and I push the pearls down again, and then I put the petals in the position I want them to be in. And because the glue is effectively almost set, it keeps its shape. Well, you can actually see that that's more or less doing it already. Yeah, so a little tip for you there. Right, I've rattled on long enough about flowers, so let me show you this glitter. Right, when I was making this card last night, hang on, I'm going to have a look at some of your comments, because it says I've got 79 new comments. Carry on crafting, oh, thank you. Carry on crafting with Phil. Yeah, it would be number 1 hit. Might have to be 18 rated if I did a film. or an innuendo policing. Right, I've had a coffee. Oh, I'm drinking my coffee. So when I was doing this card last night, normally, as you know, I always tell everybody you have to have Diamond Dazzle, which is this one. And there are some colours that are just absolute must-haves. Diamond Dazzle, Crystal Aurora are must-haves. But then all the glitter alchemies and all the new glitters that I've introduced over the last year were done for a reason. And that reason is like the situation I found myself in last night when I was trying to find a grey glitter, and there isn't one. There just isn't a grey glitter. Black, silver, but no grey. So I thought, well, I know what I'm going to do. This was the whole point of this. So Luna that was unfortunate. So the cosmic glitters are the holographic ones. Oh, Phil, stop it. And these are, so if you've ever had holographic glitters in the past, they are traditionally a little bit chunky and a little bit nasty looking. So when we were trying to emboss these, I wanted a super fine. You can actually see around the edge of the pot how fine this is. It's the finest glitter you can get. So when you take holographic glitter and then you make it so fine, it then means it's brilliant for mixing with others. So that on its own, you can see straight away it would be too silvery, too sparkly to go with this grey card. So what I did was I mixed it with some Diamond Dazzle, so some translucent Diamond Dazzle, the lunar holographic. Everybody needs the lunar and the silver and the gold holographic. You just need them. And then I mixed it with a little bit of the rainbow crystals, which is the super fine iridescent one. And that's what you get. See if I can show you how pretty that is without it dazzling you. It's really, really classy looking. Whoever wins this card, you'll be able to see, and just let me know what you think of the glitter when you get it, because it's just so pretty. So what you've got in there now are little flecks of the silver holographic, little flecks of the iridescent holographic, and some flecks of the diamond dazzle, and it kind of dilutes the color, makes it really pretty. So how long have we been on? Oh my word, nearly an hour. That's not bad though, is it? An hour. So now we're going to start putting the card together. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Well, what's this here popping up on my screen? It is gorgeous glitter. You have to have, if you haven't already got them, you need to. You know when you're struggling for something to treat yourself for, go for the 6 holographics, because when you start mixing them, for me personally, let me just grab the others. I'm going to show you while we're rattling. Gold, green, silver. What's that one? Cosmos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to show you while we're all here. This is one of the advantages of working at home in your craft room, isn't it? So these are the holographics, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Holographic are the ones that I use the least on their own, but holographic are the ones that I use the most for mixing with the other glitters. So for example, let me show you this one, Nebula. Nebula is absolutely stunning. It's a stunning shade of purple, but can you see it's got flecks of pink in there, flecks of iridescence? So as a colour on its own, it's quite strong, but mix it with Diamond Dazzle, mix it with Crystal Aurora, and then you've got a lovely shade of purple. This one is stunning. This is Galactic. They all are. So look at that. So you've got flecks of green, turquoise, aqua, flecks of gold in there. And again, too strong on its own, but amazing when you mix it with the others. Do you want me to show you the rest, or shall I just put them away? I'm showing you anyway. Solar. Oh, this is beautiful. So there are golds and there are golds. This is an absolutely beautiful shade of gold. Look at that. Really rich. And they're all super fine. This one's another gorgeous one. So had I have used the blue embossing powder rather than the grey, we could have done this. This one is Starlight. So you've got the turquoise colours in there, the blue, whatever else is flicking in that. Silver by the looks of it. And the last one, which is beautiful, this is Cosmos, which is coppery. Look at that. Oh my word. So 100% honesty with you, I think they're too strong on their own, but as soon as you start diluting them and mixing them with the others, you're absolutely good to go. And what it means is you've got, like the copper ones, you know, it's going to be good with brown shades, with neutral shades, and so on and so on. So let's get this card put together. So glue on my mat for my flowers. Remember, when you, oh, that's Rufus, I can hear him. Remember when you're doing the happy birthday one, and there's another one that's got butterflies on, not to stick them upside down. I've done it a few times. So flowers. So I've got big one, next to bigger one, next to bigger one. Yeah. So I'm going to start here. And we'll go there. And that's beautiful, isn't it? So I'm just holding that for a second till the glue grabs. We'll do the same on here. I think there's only 8 flowers on this, 10 maybe. 10 seems to be the number I go for. So remember I said to you about the glitters being quite strong. If you look at the flowers, the only bits I've actually glittered are the tips of the vellum. Oh, I've missed one there. I'll fix that in a minute. The tips of the Enchanted and the tips of the Elegant. So I've literally just done the tips of them rather than the whole thing. So we're going to pop a couple of vellum leaves in here. I don't know whether we've got any vellum left in stock. And I seem to, oh, it's here. But have a look on the website and then you'll find out. So I'm going to pop that on first. The vellum is notorious. It's a pain in the neck when you're sticking flowers on, leaves on. So just hold it for a second. You see how it's curling up? It does my boxing. So I'm just pointing the petals up. Bit of glue at the end. Tuck that underneath. Right, now the next bit. So at this stage, you know, like it's all flicking up everywhere. That does my head in. But you have to wait until the glue's dried. You have to wait till the glue's dried, and then we can put a little bit there and a little bit there just to hold it down. But I generally wait until I've done all the flowers before I do that. So I'm going to show you something that you've not seen me do before, but I have mentioned it. So you know the delicate fronds, which is what this is, that one. Yeah. You know when you only want 2 or 3 leaves from the end, and the bit that you chop off, this is the waste that's left over. I've saved all these. In fact, let me just grab my tub and show you while I'm here. So when I'm doing all my samples and everything for TV, and I've leftovers. These are the leftover flowers, and I tend to keep all the extras that I don't use. But all these bits, look, yeah. I discovered it purely by accident. But if you take off the bottom leaf or the top leaf, which depends which way you're looking at it, and then we're going to use these here, and we're going to pop them in as like a little swirly thing underneath here. So all you will see by the time I've done is just a little bit of one of them leaves, but it actually looks really pretty. And then we'll do the same with the other one. Just tuck that underneath here. At least you get lots of tips off me, don't you? Right, and then we'll carry on putting the flowers on. Looks fab, doesn't it? To say it's waste, you won't see the leaves obviously in a second. Come on. Oh. Now you know why my cards weigh a ton. Oh, that's judgment. Hang on, let's get that back on. That's because I've been naughty. If I'm naughty next week, tell me off. So remember, this is good glue. Just give it a chance to grab. Last one down here. I tell you what, whoever wins this, it's took me forever to do it, so you've got a good card. And then finish off at the top. So I rarely put leaves top and bottom unless I'm feeling generous. But because this is a tall card rather than a square one, it would have been a little bit too much. Where's that come from? Oh yeah, that's the extra one. Nearly done. And I bet everybody's like, yes, thank God. I might be being a bit tight there. Let's put a little bit more glue on. By the way, oh crikey, look at all you. Oh wow, hang on a minute, I've just got to scroll down. I promise you I will read all the comments afterwards with a fresh drink. and I will answer your questions because I can't read them while, you know, I can't do more. I can do two things at once, but you really don't want to know what they are. But crafting and reading, I can't do at the same time. Oh yeah, what was I talking about? I think it's time that we had a Facebook group as well. We've been talking about this all the time. Me and my sister have been talking about this and talking about this. I've spoke to Julia about it, and I've said, is it, do we need one? Is it worth having one? What's the difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook group? So just being honest with you all, I thought, is it just going to be extra work for the sake of extra work's sake? But it isn't. Julia was trying to explain to me that it means that if we have a Phil Martin Sentimentally Yours Facebook group, it means that you can share your photos and your projects and your tips and things with the products that we've brought you. And then obviously you can ask me questions and that. So if you want me to do this, I'll probably set it up this weekend. Just let me know. And then we'll get the group up and running. Anyway, oh, hang on. Where's my glitter? I missed that tip there. How? I don't know, but I've got to fix it. Weighs a ton, this card. Oops. Where was it? Oh, beautiful. Look how lovely it is, look. That's that one I was just telling you about with the holographic in it. Oops, most of it's on the mat now. Right, and there we go. How about that? And that it just looks really classy. I mean, this is me blowing my own trumpet, but I think that it's kind of what you would expect from me as well, that kind of style with 206 flowers on it and what have you. Look at that detail. It's all about the details. But there you go. Hope you like it. Let me know what you want me to do about the Facebook group, because I'm not going to do it just for the sake of it. I will do it if you're laughing my head off and loving the craft along with Phil. Thanks, Judith. I promise I won't be as naughty next. Well, I will be, you know I will. Thank you, Trudy, darling. I'm going to phone you in a bit. So there you go. So we've done this one with the Storm Grey and Pure White card. We've used the Smoky Quartz Embossing Powder. You can see what we've used. Everything coordinates, which is what you would expect from me. Please get the stencils or treat yourself to some before we haven't got any. Because as you know, I do a massive big order of everything originally, and I don't restock. The only things I will restock are dyes, yeah, and embossing powders, but definitely not stamps and stuff. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed it. Have fun, everybody. Take care. Let me know what you want me to do about the group. If there's enough of you want me to do it, I will set it up. Well, my sister will, I care. I've got too much to do. She'll set it up at the weekend and we'll get started. So take care of yourselves. Remember to check the website out. Remember to check out the photos on the Facebook page as well, because I always look at those to give me inspiration when we're doing a new release. Just jogs your memory sometimes of some of the things that we've made. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the sunshine. Stay safe. And I'll see you next Friday. Bye.